Good morning, everybody. Let's talk about what's going on today. To get started, doing a peer review day, okay, a peer review day. And our goal by the end of class is for you to be able to determine whether or not you have moves to prove in your essays. My name is Sarah Brown Westling. I am a high school English teacher at Johnston High School in Johnston, Iowa. Turn to somebody next to you. Tell them what you think I mean when I talk about moves to prove. I think that there is a difference for teachers between the abstract of how we see our practice and then the concrete reality of it. Okay, so I would like you to please bring up your papers. The paper that you wrote for today that you shared with me. I think what video offers for us is a certain degree of reality. You can't really dispute what you see on the video. And there is a lot to be learned from that. And there's a lot of ways that we can grow as a profession when we actually get to see this. I just have a flip camera and a little tripod and invested in a tiny little wide angle lens. At the beginning of class, I just perch it in the back of the classroom. It's not a perfect shot. It doesn't catch every little thing that's going on, but I can hear the sound, I can see a lot, and I'm able to learn a lot from it. So it really has been a simple but powerful tool in my own reflection. All right, let's take a look at the long one first, okay? I tape everything, actually. So I just put the camera up every day. And it's just always on. Next week, at the beginning of the week, we're gonna start talking about this idea of constructing truth. And I'm gonna ask you to think about whether or not that's lying. Once I'm finished taping, then I put it in my computer and then I'll scan it and, you know, take a peek at it. Go ahead and take out your iPads. But if I don't write things down, I don't remember them. So I think having the notes is part of my thinking process. And a lot of times I discover what I'm seeing as I'm writing. I really have used it for my own personal growth and my own personal reflection on teaching strategy and methodology and classroom management and just all of those different facets of the classroom. This is my second hour class, and I've been videotaping my classes. One of the great things about the school that I'm in is we certainly have people who are more than willing to come into the classroom as soon as you ask them to. And certainly one of those people is my principal. A lot of times when I have students work in groups that I'm wandering more than I think I usually do. You know, I asked him to come in, and then I kind of said, this was what my learning purpose was. This is kind of what I'm thinking about. Will you watch it with me with that set of eyes?
It might be interesting to hear what you're saying, you know, if it's a wandering and observing, or if it's a feedback. Are you able to give feedback to groups when you get to each group? Because I'm noticing the ones in the forefront, you know, some look like they're talking more than others. And
right.
I think the advantage of video for a teacher is, first of all, it gives them that opportunity to be self-reflective. But I think the bigger aspect to it is that part to be collegial, the ability to have others take a look at it as well and see what their perceptions are.
it makes me think about, what are you learning from them?
Right.
What are they learning from each other?
Right.
And somehow
Right.
capturing that.
Yep.
You know, so maybe it's at the end of class in a Google Doc
Yep.
that you jot those things
Start
down.
doing that. Yeah.
It's a fantastic way to get better. And it's so easy to just keep doing the same thing over and over again. But when you have a video that then breaks down what you've just done, to talk about it with a colleague, it forces you in a good way to be reflective of your practice.
I offered some of my observations, and then he does what he does really well, which is ask great questions. And just kind of pushed my thinking and gave me some ideas about some reflection questions to ask the kids. This is what I would like you to try to do with your iPads today. I would like you to try to record yourself reading your paper. So that part of your weekend revision work is going to be to listen to your paper. You have to be reminded over and over again about some of the practices that you need to repeat. The video actually just reminds me, oh, I got to get back on that. I know how to do this. I know it's best practice, but just like everybody else, sometimes the rest of the universe takes over and I just need to get back into my old habits. I'm glad that we've actually done the process before so we can kind of compare what it's like with the iPads, what it's like without the iPads, what works, what doesn't. So I think that video exposes so much of what's intrinsic to us as teachers in ways that help us learn and help us understand, and then help our broader communities understand what this complex work is really all about. I think it is a way to exemplify and illustrate things that we cannot convey in a lesson plan, things you cannot convey in a standard, things that you cannot even sometimes convey in a book of pedagogy.
Alrighty, everybody, have a great weekend. I'll see you later.